What's up, guys? Week 3 edition of Matt's Undisputed Top 5. Pretty crazy weekend. I don't know that I've ever seen that many blocked kicks, special teams related game-clinching plays in one weekend. It was awesome. Makes me wonder if defensive coordinators have figured out something, and maybe we'll start to see a little bit more of a push when it comes to field goal blocks and that kind of thing. Or maybe it was just a massive coincidence. I don't know. I'm just glad one of them went the Browns' way, but I won't get too much into that just yet. We'll talk a little bit about that when it comes to one of the rankings coming up here. So, number 5, it's going to be the Detroit Lions. I think everybody was pretty concerned after week 1 against their loss to Green Bay, understandably so. But Green Bay is a great team. It's a divisional rival. Those games are going to be close. Obviously, they're not always going to go your way. They bounced back with a huge win against Chicago. And then, of course, last night they beat the Baltimore Ravens, which, I mean, you guys know I've been extraordinarily high on. Goff historically has been blown out by the Ravens pretty much his entire career. I believe 3 games he's played against them previously. 2 of them he had 7 or less points. I mean, it wasn't even close. So while I'm happy with the result as a Browns fan, earnestly I expected the Ravens to come in and steamroll them, but the Lions have bounced back really, really well. Averaging 45 points through their last 2 games. Dan seems to have filled the coordinator positions well. Sonic and Knuckles looked great. Aiden Hutchinson seems to be bouncing back well from his injury, so I think there's a lot of positive things about the Lions right now. Number 4 is going to be Green Bay. You know, everyone was crowning them Super Bowl champs, and I think I moved them up into my top 2 last week. I think I had them number 2, might have been number 3, something in that range. And listen, to me, this game was less about us overestimating the Packers, and it was more about us underestimating the Browns. A lot of people aren't going to like me saying this because I'm a Browns fan. They're going to say I'm biased. But the reality is, this one's for you, Burger, it's the best defense in football, okay? It's no joke, all right? That offense has a semblance of a pulse. The Browns are going to be a problem for anybody they play. And unfortunately, on the Packers side, they incurred a couple of injuries on their offensive line throughout the game, which I think has to do with the fact that they're blocking a bunch of absolute demons. And Jordan was running for his life. I mean, if you haven't seen the video of Myles Garrett ripping an inside move and the left tackle is shouting, "Jordan, run!" It's great. They got to play that at his Hall of Fame speech. But Jordan Love was under fire all game. You know, yes, he threw that pick at the end. Horrific timing, something he has to clean up a little bit. But if you look a little closer at that play, you know, at first I thought, what the hell was he seeing? Why did he throw it there? Delpit made a phenomenal move in faking him out. He jumps left like he's going to go with Tucker Kraft, and then immediately jab steps back to the right. He tricked him. He baited him. If Love had waited a second and a half longer, which is a long time to wait in a pocket where you've been under fire all day, he would have had Kraft open about 15, 20 yards down the field. But, you know, what are you going to do when you get sacked? I think it was 5 times. Pressured a hell of a lot more. So, I know this is a Packers ranking, and I've mostly been talking about the Browns, but, well, it's my video, so I can do it. But no, I think the Pack will bounce back. I've got no problem keeping them in the top 5. We'll go 4, though. Number 3, it's going to be the Los Angeles Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, maybe my favorite coach of all time. I just, you've heard me rant on about him before, but he's done it in the pros. He's done it in college. I couldn't stand the fact that he went to Michigan. I knew the moment that happened, Ohio State was in for a rough couple of years. We dominated Michigan for 15 years. Harbaugh gets that head coaching role, and I don't know that we beat them once. I think Michigan's got the last 5. So, he creates such a culture. I encourage you guys to look at some of his post-game videos, speeches, see how the players look at him, see how they respond to the words that he's saying. Listen to some of the clips of him on the sideline with Herbert. He's a guy that just gets it, man. And he is going to go down as one of the greatest coaches of all time. And him and Herbert, like peanut butter and jelly, man. I feel so vindicated on my Justin Herbert defense over the past couple of years, really, past 2 years. Nearly every single one of you has fought me on it when I positioned him as the 3rd best talent. I did believe that at the time. Now, since that, of course, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, I have above. Burrow will have to see with his injury concerns. But yeah, the Chargers look good. That they lost Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack's injured, but they still found a way to go out and win a very tough game versus Denver. They have 3 divisional wins. It's big. They're going to win the division. I mean, that Kansas City at this point, I don't know what we're going to get out of them. If they lose to the Ravens next week, they go to 1-3. So Denver is their biggest threat in the division, in my opinion. This Chargers team is good. Offensively, Quentin Johnson's turned into a real wide receiver 1. I mean, he couldn't catch a cold throughout the first part of his career, but wow, I don't know what kind of work he's done this offseason, but he's proven why he was taken where he was in the draft, and he's getting open. And these aren't just dink and dunks. I mean, these are shots downfield. I'd love to see what the average ADOT is. Run game, lost Najee Harris to an Achilles, so maybe Amari and Hampton fantasy owners will finally see something. But they'll be good. I mean, they lost Staley on the offensive line. Joe Alt has filled that role really well. Chargers are going to be a team to beat. So, shout out Franco. It's a fun time to be a Charger fan. Number 2, and I kind of wanted to put the Chargers here, to be honest with you guys. But Josh Allen is keeping them at number 2. It's the Buffalo Bills. I'm worried about that rush defense. I'm worried about it. And that is a bad thing to have a gap at come postseason. But the Ravens ran all over them. All over them. And so did Miami. And by the way, shout out to Miami. I think we have pretty much have all expected them to just tank out here the rest of the season. But man, that's a team that showed grit against a very good team. They came out and played their hearts out and almost won. But it's really just Josh Allen keeping the Bills at 2 for me right now, guys. I got to be honest with you. But they haven't. So, shout out Buffalo. Hopefully you can patch that defense. And number 1. And I'm probably going to have to keep them here until they lose a game. Philadelphia Eagles. They are 17-0 in their last 17 games. It's a perfect season, boys. That's a perfect season. That ain't easy, right? You think 71 Dolphins. They did it at 18-0 back then? 17-0? 12-game season? Anyways, 07 Patriots did it in the regular season. But wow. I mean, what more do you got to say? They just win games. They got a great GM. They get great players. Defensive front is fantastic. Solid linebacking core. Secondary is pretty good for the most part. They've been a little hit or miss at points. The A.J. Brown piece is interesting to me. I mean, they've effectively proved they don't need him. It's nice to have him, right? And if you can keep him happy and keep that asset in your arsenal for when you guys need to open up the field and Jalen to throw more than 1 to 2 yards on ADOT, it's great if you can keep him happy. On the other hand, you could, Howie's a great GM. Could offload A.J. Brown, go get yourself solid draft capital. A lot of interesting things that could happen with Philly, but at the end of the day, look, they keep winning games until they lose, I don't think I can move them off one. At the end of the day, what matters is that you're winning games, and it's not always pretty. It's not sexy. Shout out Tuss Push, but they're winning, man. So, Paul, this one's for you. Go Birds. Sorry, choked a little bit. But hey, can't argue with the facts, man. 17-0. I don't care if you like them, hate them. They just win, baby. All right, see you guys.